We used this design previously in a post to illustrate the value of laying a design out in several stages in model space, and I'll go there now. And you can see here's the main design, and if I select this area through here, it's an design for a new access ramp and bends around and enters through there. So if we come back here to the full thing, the previous post we suggested there's good value in setting up a whole series of floating viewports, and I've highlighted two of them, now the third and the fourth, if I can catch it. There, the fourth. And so that particular layout space, which happens to be called full, is just drawing various parts of this model and displaying them however you need. Here the designer has set up gCADPlus to be quite interactive. If we go back to the model and zoom in on the main area of interest, the main planting plan, if I select any one of the symbols here, notice that we see in the properties box that that's a brachychiton, the belladonna form of a hybrid. Let's pick this symbol here, which is a symbol assigned to Lamandra confertifolia, and so on. So every one of the symbols here has been tagged to an entry in the GCP file. We can look at the GCP file via Edit the Plant List and notice that it's set out for botanical name, common name, type, code, and height and width. And here's the code, which uses a 4-character code, but prefixes the first character as an uppercase. You'll see other GCP files where all of those characters are in fact uppercase, but I digress. Let's cancel from there. So we've tagged every one of these. Let's just click on that one. That's a Dianella longifolia. If we want to know more about the plant, each individual plant symbol here, and more about the type, the species that's associated with it, we can use gCADPlus and come down here to go to SppDb. That's the second database type associated with this drawing. It's our plant database application. And so we say, let's go there. And now we're prompted to select the symbol. So we'll click in there, and then it says start the GCP file going. Sorry, not the GCP, start our plant database file. And here it is. And I'll go back to the start of it. It's sitting there at Acacia, the snake wattle. So if we say select the plant symbol and click on it, gCADPlus jumps out. That was a Dianella, remember? It's found Dianella longifolia, and it's put a red marker around it. That means that we've extracted everything from the plant schedule and extracted it as a CSV file and tagged it. So we can go to the next tagged, and we'll get this red box around the next plant that's identified. Dianella longifolia, the next tagged, goes to Dietes grandiflora, and so on. Now that's done by, let's minimize that for the moment, by saying let's switch to the plant database. Bear with me a moment, we've extracted all the information, including the code, into the plant schedule. And we did that by gCADPlus extract schedules and extract the plant schedule. So that automatically just makes a comma separated file, which can be in fact read by our SppDb applications. So let's go back to it and we say File and Import a CSV, and here's the plant schedule. So we open it and we're asked, do we want to clear any of the tags? So yes, we will, and it'll do that matching up. It takes a little while, but it's sorting through the database, and there it's tagged the blackwood acacia melanoxylon, which is somewhere there in the design. So this is a symbol that makes gCADPlus and the plant database application work together, and it's sort of very interactive because we can find, let's go to the next tagged, what I was hoping to see, we find one of them, that what I'm looking for is, yeah, here, this one is showing two images, so we can, here's another, there's a close-up of the Dianella, and we get all this information about the Dianella, including information from Wikipedia down in here. So it's, let's minimize that one again. So here's the main design, of course, and everything is tagged, and it's very easy to generate the plant schedule. Check our plant numbers. There's the code, and away we go. The Belladonna brachychiton, which is a hybrid, can you see it? It goes, it's very, very long here. I'd probably be inclined to take off Belladonna off the botanical name and just leave that in the common name, just to shorten that little area. But if you wanted to, you could redraw the plant schedule and give it a little more room, and hopefully that will improve. There's Grevillea there, the magnifica subspecies, and it just manages to fit in. But it is a very efficient way to use the two databases together, and we can, if we come back now, here, we can even say I'm going to print all tagged entries. So that's going to give us a lot of information which you can put on printer sheets if you want and give to the client, or you could give the client a demonstration version of both gCADPlus and SppDb, and they could run this sort of thing for themselves. I think this approach is most useful where you want to add a lot of extra information for your client and keep it all locked and working together. It's also very, very useful for ultra keen gardeners who really want to have a very detailed record of every plant in their garden and be able to click on it and add all sorts of comments about fertilizing and pruning and so on when things were done in the design. So it's very useful for some, and we do have some movies on the YouTube channel to illustrate that. Well, let's illustrate how you can get more information by printing all tagged entries. Do you want to print with the image name and URL? No, we don't. And we could say, if I pick the bullzip PDF writer, go to Properties and Advanced, and it's a good idea to put these on slightly smaller A5, and we'll OK that, and OK that. Now we'll make that PDF file, and we should get it out, and it should pop up automatically because that's how I've set up bullzip. Takes a little while to sort through all the entries in the SPP database file. Well, the PDF file has now been generated. I can use the page down key to move to the next tagged entry, Banksia, the Dianella, page down, Dietes, and so on. So you can give all this information to the client, generate it all quickly and easily, and give it to the client. So I hope this is a good illustration of how you set up both applications to talk to one another.